With Ruin releasing in July of this year, I thought it would be a great time to talk about some of my bold and not so bold predictions for what's going to happen within this DLC. Now, of course, a lot of these predictions can include stuff that was before the trailer or stuff that I thought of because of the trailer, but don't worry, I'm covering everything, and I'm even going to cover my bold prediction for what the ending is going to be like. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video to watch that. Also, hats off to Steel Wool for an amazing trailer release. I mean, I don't know if it was planned, coincidental, or they just realized that now would be a good time, but it was an absolutely brilliant idea to bring us so much FNAF content when it's kind of been like a drought. They definitely get a 10 out of 10 from me on this one. I think it was brilliant, but without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before we knew anything about Ruin, we always assumed that the canon ending to Security Breach was the Burntrap ending, the one where we see Gregory and Glamrock Freddy escaping from the Pizzaplex. And because of this, we just assumed that in Ruin, we would be playing as our main character. We didn't know her name at the time, but we now know it's Cassie.
Cassie, I hope you get this message.
We thought that we would be lured back into the Pizzaplex by someone pretending to be Gregory. And this trailer really confirms it for me. I mean, did you hear Gregory?
I don't have time to go into how I got here.
Oh, really?
If Gregory truly is here, I need to give Gregory's voice actor an absolute medal. It needs to be a big fat gold medal because the performance here was absolutely amazing. I am 100% convinced that this is not Gregory and it's more like the Mimic. And while I personally believe that Gregory isn't in the Pizzaplex, I think I have some pretty good evidence to back me up. First and foremost, I have to thank RyeToast because in a recent video, which was great by the way, RyeToast pointed out that we see Glamrock Freddy's body in the trailer, but we don't see his head. And what makes this more interesting is the fact that we know there's an ending to Security Breach where we see Gregory, Vanessa, and the head of Glamrock Freddy sitting on a hill. This detail, which is small at first, is literally massive when you think about the fact that showing a detail like a headless Glamrock Freddy body could absolutely spoil everything and we would know which ending we're dealing with. If the happy ending for Security Breach is the ending that the DLC is based off of, we already know Gregory isn't here. Also, let's be honest, it's 1,000 times more interesting if the evil force in this game is the Mimic, Burntrap, or someone else. I'm sorry, Gregory, you're cool, but you're just not that cool. Since I mentioned Cassie already, let's just talk about her next. I 100% know that Scott and Steel Wool did this intentionally to try and, trick us, throw us off, make us excited. I don't really know, but there's definitely a reason behind it. Whether it has to do with Cassidy possibly returning and Cassie maybe, interacting with the Princess Quest game in some form or way, Cassie is connected to Cassidy and we'll just have to find out by playing the game. So yes, I think there's a connection and I might be, a little too hopeful making a bold connection with Princess Quest, but it's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. Alright, since there's so much talk about the Mimic and what it could mean for the Ruin DLC, I might as well say it. I think that the Mimic is actually in the Glamrock Bonnie suit. The suit we see at the end of the trailer bears a striking resemblance to Glamrock Bonnie, and if Burntrap is out of the picture because we know that the happy ending is the canon ending, then it clears up any issues. My only issue is there doesn't seem to be a major connection between the Mimic and Gregory within the games, so I really hope that they cover it, explain it, or do something within it and not just leave it unexplained. If they do explain it in the games, that would be an amazing thing. It would be the cool option, and I hope that Steel Wool just doesn't leave it to the books, because quite honestly, that is the less cool option, so Steel Wool, let us just not do that. But in my mind, I definitely believe that the Mimic will make an appearance. By the way, if you are enjoying the video, it would really mean the world if you did press the subscribe button. It's totally free, and you'll get to stay in tune. I have so much FNAF content coming out. You're gonna love it.
Connection terminated.
Now, I can already read your mind. You're probably saying, but Sandwichly, if Glamrock Bonnie is the Mimic, then where's William Afton? Don't worry, I understand your question, and it's a very important one, and that's why I believe that William Afton is still here. That's right, he's still here, and I predict that he will return, but it will be after a short hiatus. I honestly expect nothing from Mr. Afton in this game. I think that they're going to use this as an opportunity to kind of fully flesh out his role in the story, or I guess lack of a role. I think they're going to work on him and try to plan how they integrate him in the future. If he does show up, yay, that's super cool, but at the same time, when he did show up in Security Breach, I feel like everyone was rather disappointed than excited. It felt like the story was regressing rather than progressing, so that's why I think he's going to get a skip. Steel Wool is going to figure out what they want to do with him, but I have to say, does this mean there's going to be nothing Afton? Absolutely not. I guarantee you that we're going to get some more clues, Easter eggs, whatever you want to call it, that are in reference to what's going on with this debate of, is it Mr. Burrows or is it Mrs. Afton? Because whoever owns Fazbear Entertainment is one of the biggest mysteries of the entire franchise. I mean, this is a great debate. I loved what MatPat said. I love what other people are saying. This is a great topic, and I really hope that Steel Wool gives us some hints. My next prediction is more like an opinion on Ruin. You could take it however you want, but I think that Ruin's going to be big, but I don't think it's going to be as big as some people are saying. I've had some people tell me that Ruin is going to be just as big as Security Breach. Into that, I just can't get on board with it. I honestly believe that Ruin's going to be big. It's going to have a lot of massive lore drops. It's going to have awesome stuff. Really, it's going to be great, but I don't think it's going to be as big as Security Breach. You have to remember that since they're announcing Help Wanted 2, that means a lot of resources are going into that game, so I don't think it's going to be as big. It's going to be great. I love it. It's awesome, but it's not going to have the same size. I think it's going to be a lot more linear, where Security Breach let you kind of free roam everywhere. I think Ruin's going to go under the idea that the place is decaying, so there's less space to explore. Is this bad in my opinion? No, I think it's awesome, and I think it's healthy. I think Security Breach kind of suffered from that largeness of the building, that what happened was you kind of got lost. You didn't know where to go sometimes. And I also think a lot of the time that people are talking about them spending on the game is going to bug fixing. Bugs killed Security Breach, and if they spend just an extra minute trying to sniff out bugs, I'm happy. And I'm sure Steelwool just doesn't want a repeat of that, so what they're going to do is they're going to work hard to make sure that it's ready to go at launch for everyone to easily access and not have issues. Also, really random thing here, but if you're a FNAF fan, let me know in the comments if you would be okay with a post-Security Breach patch. I feel like this is something that'd be really cool. Along with Ruin releasing, they would do like a patch that would officially fix Security Breach, so if anyone tries to play it in the future or they're just getting into the game, there's none of those annoying bugs or glitches. It's just something that I've been considering. Let me know how you feel. Alright, here we are, the moment you've been waiting for, my grand finale prediction for what I think the ending of the Ruin DLC is going to be. Now, I think that we're going to end up in the basement. I don't know how. I think that we're actually going to progress through the game, but we're going to end up in the bottom levels of the Pizzaplex where we find the Mimic, which is in the Glamrock Bonnie suit. Now, how this boss fight plays out, I have no clue, but I honestly feel like the endoskeletons are going to play a role in this. The endoskeletons that we saw in Security Breach are going to be possessed by the Mimic, and they're going to start attacking us. It could be similar to the Burntrap boss fight, where you kind of have to hold up and then use defenses to get them off, or it might be entirely different, but I would not be surprised if we see these endoskeletons just attacking us over and over and over again. This is pretty typical, pretty reasonable, but I do think that we're going to lose. I feel like Cassie is going to get overrun by the animatronics. They're just going to be, everywhere, not enough to stop them off. You're going to be stuck. Desperate last moment, and then our savior, Gregory and Glamrock Freddy, are going to just jump right in to save us. I mean, how they got there, I would just guess that Gregory's trying to get the body for Glamrock Freddy, or there was like some, stress beacon that alerted them to come to the Pizzaplex, but Gregory's going to put Glamrock Freddy's head on the suit. They're going to bond into one. Glamrock Freddy's going to arise like Frankenstein and just start like karate kicking and just taking out all of these endoskeletons. And as the Mimic realizes that Glamrock Freddy is just that freaking cool, he's just going to realize he's going to give up hope, and what's going to happen is he's going to transfer his consciousness onto one of the endoskeletons. And this endoskeleton's going to try to escape while, Team Cassie, Gregory, and Glamrock Freddy are, they're celebrating their victory. Then the endoskeleton is going to escape and make it out of the Pizzaplex. This is kind of like a move from Ultron, if you've ever seen Avengers Age of Ultron, just like this one endoskeleton's going to try to escape, and then it's going to get out of the Pizzaplex. It's going to make it, but surprise, it's going to get hit by a car. And as it gets hit by the car, it's going to shatter into a million pieces. The head is going to just keep rolling. But then, out of nowhere, a black SUV is going to pull up, and we're going to see a lady get out of the car and pick up the endoskeleton head. Boom! It cuts to black. So how'd you like my predictions? You think they're good, accurate, crazy, and fantastical, or me just spouting out nonsense? Comment what you guys think. Like the video if you did enjoy and make it this far. I hope to see you on the next one. Peace. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe.